It was barely halfway up the trail when Abby, our Canadian-born explorer, decided the Himalayan heat was too much, and off came the t-shirt. Welcome to hiking, mountain style.
Say hi to the camera.
Hi to Kenna.
We are going to Lava.
We began our journey in the emerald plains of Dooars, where tea gardens ripple like waves, and time feels slower, simpler. Nestled in the folds of the Himalayan foothills, Ambiak tea garden breathes in the clouds and exhales silence. Here, time slows, the air smells of earth and leaves, and every path leads to green serenity. This land, once shaped by British colonial plantations, now thrives in its own rhythm. But we were headed where the roads went higher, into the hills. We had to make an emergency stop because someone, not naming names, but they were sitting in the back seat, mistook a cow for a Himalayan yeti and screamed loud enough to scare off all nearby wildlife. The cow was unbothered. We were not. We left the lowlands behind, climbing toward lava through the quiet, forest-wrapped town of Lolagayan. So here's the story. We hiked through the mystical forests of Lolagayan, enchanted trees, chirping birds, and one very grumpy 3-year-old. It was hot, too hot for Abby, who declared a wardrobe rebellion mid-hike and marched on shirtless like a tiny freedom fighter. We pushed forward, dreaming of the famous canopy walk, Lolagayan's legendary suspension bridge. And after what felt like 87 years, 45 minutes, we made it. Only to find it was closed. Yep. The bridge was hanging there, looking tired and slightly offended that we'd even come. Writing closed, the sign said, though whether it meant bridge closed or hope closed was unclear. Our dreams also suspended, just like that bridge. We called a truce with the trail over tiny cups of chai, sweet, strong, and absolutely necessary. Spirits restored, sweat semi-dried, off we went to lava. The journey was anything but easy. We weren't just driving, we were wrestling the road. Broken asphalt gave way to mud tracks, slick with rain and nerve. Every turn felt like a gamble. Loose rocks, sudden drops, tires slipping just enough to spike the heart rate. But as the car jolted and groaned its way up, the wild beauty of the eastern Himalayas kept breaking through, mist curling through pine trees, valleys dropping into silence. Chaos outside, calm within. This was no road trip. This was a test. And we were in it, all the way. Lava welcomed us with a hush. A place suspended between forest and sky. As we ascended toward lava, a quiet transformation began. The rhythm of life here follows the teachings of the Buddha, slow, mindful, rooted in the now. Lava is home to Kagyu Thekchen Ling Monastery, founded in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, a refuge of peace and prayer tucked into the folds of the mountains. This region shares deep ties with Tibetan culture, especially after the diaspora of the 1950s. The monasteries here preserve centuries of Buddhist wisdom, etched into murals, chants, and the everyday silence. Tucked into the hills of lava, the resort was small, but what it lacked in size, it made up for in heart. Bright flowers lined the path, 2 friendly dogs greeted us like old friends, and a little boy with a shy smile showed us around like it was his kingdom. It wasn't luxury, it was something better. It felt like home. We didn't just visit, we listened. To the chants, the clouds, the cold wind rolling through pine forests. In lava, every sound is sacred. From doors to the monastery rooftops of lava, this chapter was a climb, in every sense. A journey from noise to stillness, from motion to meaning. With lava's misty hills behind us and muddy boots packed once again, we hit the road. Next stop, Kalimpong. New views, new stories, and maybe a few more surprises. See you in the next episode.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.